Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I bring you guys awesome interviews. And today it is an honor and privilege to finally have Mr. Edsel Dope of the band Dope on the show with us. They have a new album that's ready to come out October the 28th. Called Blood Money Part 1. This is the band's 6th studio album and their first release in 7 years. And I'm totally excited for this album because I've been a fan of them ever since the first day I heard these guys. And they can bring it to you, and Edsel's vocals and lyrics, or if you can't get into them, there's something wrong with you. So Edsel, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Like I said, it's an honor to have you on here. So let's get right into this. First album in 7 years. How refreshed are you to get back out to doing what you guys are doing and having the classic lineup back together with AC Slade and Virus and Ratchy Shay? So let's talk about that a little bit.
It's good, man. You know, it's really no different to me. I know it kind of probably sounds a little crazy to hear, but you know, we've been doing what we've been doing for so long, and even though it's been a while since we released an album, you know, the record making process has been status quo. You know, we've continued to record and write and work. Just needed a break from the full-on lengthy touring process. You know, we've been doing shows over the last several years, and we've gone over to Russia and done a bunch of regional dates, but it's just the first time that we've really put the train back on the tracks to release a full-length album and do a full national tour. And it's, man, the fans are reacting to it really well. Everybody's excited. The record comes out in about a week or so. We've been on the road for about 6 weeks, and shows are really good. Been waiting patiently or impatiently, but they've been waiting. It's all good, man. Can't complain.
What's impressed you the most about making the new album Blood Money Part 1, Edsel? What's caught your eye about it?
I mean, again, man, like, you know, I'm very self-contained, so I'm producing the records myself. I have been doing that for years. You know, I direct the videos myself. I'm such an internal artist when it comes to the content creation that it's really no different than any record that I've made in the past. I don't really know what I would say impresses me most. I mean, it's just a reflection of where I've been and what has been going on with me and my life. You know, I think this record might be a little bit more of an internal record because I've been, you know, looking internally a lot. And, you know, over the last several years of making this record, I've been going through a lot of growing up and those sorts of things. But I don't really know how to answer that. It's just been another little journey through writing a big batch of songs and selected which ones are going to go on part 1, and inevitably there'll be a part 2. Felt like because there was such a vast amount of content written in the same time frame that you know, we needed to keep them under one umbrella. So that's why I chose to make it a multi-part album.
Any songs off the album that stand out more to you than any, if possible? I know it's like picking your favorite child or whatever, but are there any that stand out more to you, man?
Again, not really. They're like all my little kids, you know.
Right.
They all have their own special purpose, I'm sure, for the fans. Different songs will stick out to them more. But, you know, I think the title track and the title video were clearly points of emphasis for me because, you know, I wanted to make sure that the spirit of the band was really captured in both the song and the video, and you know, really was gripping and compelling and reactive. So I'm very proud of the Blood Money music video and the song as a whole. I think that really speaks to what it is that the spirit of the brand is. You know, that I'm really proud of that piece.
I know you mentioned that you are, you know, you produce everything that you guys put out, but do you like that part of it, having more control and freedom versus than having your own producer? Do you like this part of it better?
Yeah, I mean, I've only done one record in my career where I had an overarching producer, and I think it would be the worst experience I've had making records, just because I feel like nobody cares as much as you do. And in that one particular instance, the producer that I worked with was, you know, very successful and think, didn't have a whole lot to gain. So a lot of the record that I made with him, I don't even feel like sounds finished. I mean, the record sounds quality, but the ideas that started out on that record never really grew into the finished songs that I hoped that they would. So I just, it's just the only way that I think really works for me, and it's worked for me for a really long time. So, I'm blessed to be able to produce the records and to do it myself. So I think definitely works best for me.
Yeah, it's like the old saying, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, no doubt. Sure.
I think this is cool what you guys do. You guys are no strangers to covering songs and putting your guys' twist onto those songs. Like, you covered NWA's Fuck the Police, as well as Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Round Like a Record Player. That is a badass tune by you guys that you covered and did the way you guys done it. Let's talk about this one. You guys covered Violet by Hole on this album. Were there any other songs that possibly could have went on this as a cover other than this one, possibly?
I mean, usually when I'm getting towards the end of a record, that's when I like to kind of throw a cover in there, just because you've already established the tones and everything that you're using on the record, so then you can just kind of spit something out. I always kind of try to make it as a bonus. My favorite cover that we've ever done is actually our cover of Rebel Yell. I think that came out really great. But on this record, I was out one night in a bar, and that whole song came on, and I was like, man, I really love this song. I really love what it feels like. I wonder what it would sound like if we were to do this. So we went back to the studio and did it, and haven't really thought about any other covers in a while. So I'm sure at some point there will be more cover songs to come, but I thought that was a cool one. It's a song that I really like, and also thought it was cool that we finally did one from the 90s, because we had been working on 80s covers for a long time. We also did a while back, as another bonus, we did a song by a band called Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and the song's called High, and that was pretty good.
What helps you keep your mind fresh and open to lyrics that you've not done before? What helps you, man?
Well, I think it's honesty, to be honest. I feel like it's, I don't really try to write stuff that I think, people want to hear. I just write where I'm at. Sometimes that means that I'm looking outward at the world and, writing about what I'm seeing or maybe judging. Sometimes I'm writing internally about what it is that I'm going through and what it is that my life feels like personally. This record is a bit more of looking internally, just because that's where I've been. I can feel one of those more outward records coming here at some point, but this record was definitely more of an internal record.
Once the fans start to take a listen to this album and start to playing it a lot, what do you hope that they take away from it, man?
I really don't have an agenda with that. I mean, this band's been around a long time. I feel like people know what it is. If you like the band, that's great. I feel like there's a lot of music from our past that, has made people become fans of the band. So this is another body of work, and I just hope that people like it. And if they don't, well, again, there's a lot of other dope music to choose from. But I think if you like the band, you'll like this record. But again, man, it's just, writing songs is something that I do for myself. And, this record is no different. I did what I felt, was right for where I was at. And all I can do is hope that the people that like the band are on a similar wavelength, and that it connects with them and is useful for them in some way, shape, or form. And I'm pretty confident that that'll be the case.
Edsel, do you prefer the digital era of recording the way it is today, like recording albums plus social media? Do you like this way of the way the music is, the way of today, possibly?
Well, recording, yeah, I prefer it this way, just because it's faster, and you don't need so much big bulky equipment like you did back in the day. So that's a great thing. As far as how it gets to the fans, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just different. I mean, it is what it is. I've lived through so many aspects of the music business since I came out. You know, it is what it is. Social media is a little weird. I wish that, you know, I wish there were more people doing what you do, that, you know, listen to records and then have conversations with artists and for all intents and purposes report and are journalists, as opposed to it being expected for me to put the news out myself through my various social media mechanisms on a regular basis. I've realized that I'm not a narcissist. And I feel like we're breeding narcissists in our society, with everybody feeling like they need to post on Instagram every day and need to post on Facebook so regularly what they're having for lunch or whatever else. You know, I do prefer the old way in that regard, but it's all good, man.
It takes away the mystique of the band, I think, because, you know, for me, I had to go to the grocery stores or the bookstores to find out about Motley Crue or, you know, Cinderella or Guns N' Roses, bands like that back in the day. And I think today it's like it's kind of taking away the mystique of the band.
Yeah, but again, that's the weird thing, is that it seems that that's what the public wants. They're less interested in the, you know, the production and the mystique, and they want to be in the bathroom with you when you're taking a piss. Like, cool, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Who am I to say what other people are supposed to like, you know?
Yeah. For you, Edsel, what was it that made you want to become a musician? What was that spark that said, that's what I want to do right there?
The mystique.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. I just liked playing music, and I liked the big shows and the concerts and, you know, all that stuff, man. It's, you know, same stuff that it is today. It's just a different world, man. It's all good.
What's it mean to you when you receive an email from a fan, or prior to your shows or after your shows? They'll tell you that your music has pulled them through a tough time, or it's given inspiration to overcome obstacles, or it's just made them to relax, to escape everyday reality, that the bullshit that we go through. What's that mean to you?
I mean, you know, I think it's more about what it means to them, because, you know, humbly, I've had that happen many, 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 many times. I mean, it happens pretty much daily, so it's a nice thought. You know, I'm glad that I've connected with people and that they've been able to use, you know, the power of music in some way, shape, or form. But I'm just glad it works for them. You know, that's really what it comes down to. I'm grateful for their gratitude, but, you know, clearly that's all I can be. For them, it actually, you know, did something bigger than that. And for that, I'm glad it was there for them.
I just like to say, as a fan over the years of your guys' music, thank you for what you guys do, man.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for giving a shit.
Everybody, Blood Money Part 1 comes out October the 28th. Do yourself a favor and pick this up. The 3 tracks that they've already released, I'm telling you, it's what we need right now. So, Edsel,
I appreciate that.
How can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy some merchandise, buy some tickets. How can they do that, my man?
DopeTheBand.com or Facebook/DopeTheBand. Pretty much Dope the Band is what we do.
Would you care to do a promo for the show before I let you go?
Sure. Yo, what's up? This is Edsel from the band Dope, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Turn it up.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks, Edsel.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate your time.